A lot of people always think what I do is very strange. You can never build a reputation based on what you're going to do. You always have to show it in your actions. 冇得個講住。我覺得如果你講得出，你一定要做得到嘅。So do or do not, there is no try. Only give yourself two choices, do or do not. But if you say do or do not, I'll try my best, maybe, probably, I think so, you just have less and less, you're just giving you an excuse to fail. 99% of the excuses are self-imposed, so stop making them. Intentions don't mean anything. As a leader, it's what you do right now that makes a difference. I believe that when you first meet someone, you know who they want to be when you talk to them. But after you get to know them, you get to realize who they really are. Of course, when I go out and run these events, it's very scary. But you have to recognize that, accept it, that things are scary, and then limit it so that it doesn't change your goal. Everybody likes to stay in their circle of comfort, right? They 중이 because it's predictable. You like life is routine. But if you don't go outside of that circle of comfort and you stay in there every day, you will never get better at what you become, right? So you always have to go out and then come back in, try something a little bit more and then come back in. I'm not asking you to go from here and then go run a marathon. That's too big of a gap. You can't do it. But if you say, okay, I'm going to start from here, tomorrow I'm going to run 5K. Next month I'm going to run 10K. And then 6 months from now I'll run 20K. Then eventually you get to the goal. But if you start from here and go to a marathon, it's impossible. Your body won't accept it. So you always have to accept that fear is a very natural response. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to be able to control your fear. So pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. So quitting is a very natural thing. Failure is a very natural thing. It can happen to anybody. But just like with fear, you just have to accept what it is, but you have to continue on. There's a very famous hockey player named Wayne Gretzky, and he says, you will always miss 100% of the shots that you never take. So if you just think that you can't do something without even trying, of course you're going to fail. And sometimes you have situations that are bad, and another situation is really bad. You still have to make a choice and do it. There's never a good decision at a bad time. Sometimes there are two bad decisions. You just have to pick the least worst of the two. This is the desert in Morocco. This is 225 kilometers. And there were a lot of sandstorms everywhere. And I decided I was going to wear ski goggles. And a lot of people looked at me funny. It's like, why are you wearing ski goggles in the desert? Sunglasses are not enough because when you wear ski goggles, it protects you from getting the sand in your eyes when the wind is blowing. And you can see a picture here of how bad the sand was. And this is what my feet look like afterwards. So uncomfortable can't kill you, and that's the important lesson. I think you have to try harder and harder times. This was in New Zealand. I fell off my horse, yet I still had to cross the river, climb the snow mountain, and get to the top of that. And that was very, very tough for me, but it was a big challenge for me to do this. And in 2008, I ruptured my Achilles. 我個韌帶斷咗. And a lot of people said I couldn't do anything anymore. And it was after surgery, I had to go through a lot of rehabilitation. And everybody said I wouldn't be able to run anymore. But right after I got better, I went and ran the Macau Marathon. And then afterwards, I ran the Hong Kong Marathon. And then last year, I went to Namibia, and I ran 250 kilometers. So don't believe what people tell you that you can't do, because a strong mind will always beat a strong body. And these are some pictures of when I was in Namibia last year after my injury, and it shows you an idea of some of the terrain that I went to. I ran out of water. And these are some of the rocks. It's very, very tough after an injury. And my feet were hurting. And you have a lot of injuries that you have to deal with. But pain is temporary and quitting lasts forever. And you can see here that I came across the finish line. No problem. So I think, when life is tough, it makes you work harder, it makes you try harder. It doesn't matter what the physical challenges are, you will find a way to overcome your challenges and finish. It doesn't matter if it's hot or if it's cold or if there's any kind of difficulty, you just have to focus on what your goal is. So stop avoiding risk and manage it. It's very important to know where you're going and know how you're getting there. Goals can't be reached unless you define them. So in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. But the worst thing you can do is nothing. Motion or progress. This is not the same thing. Don't confuse motion or progress. A rocking horse keeps moving, but does not make any progress. So find an excuse to win, but don't be the rocking horse. So just in summary, I'm not a professional athlete, but I don't think I have to be one. A lot of these people are out there, and they practice and train every day, but this is me. I'm just a normal person. Adventure racing is like everyday life. You experience your highest highs and your lowest lows, and stress during a race makes everyday stress in the office seem minor. The camaraderie and teamwork is priceless. And I just want to show you one last slide. A lot of people ask me, why do I do this? And you think about the things that are tough. It's not about what place you came in, or it's not about coming in first place. It's not about the free t-shirt or the finisher's medal. It's not about the sponsorship and the free gear. And it's not about being famous. It's about, let me show you the next slide here. So the conclusions are, never give up. Try harder in harder times. If you wait until next year for something, that opportunity may not come around. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to go run a marathon, and then they get busy or they have a family or something prevents them from doing a new job. But if you keep putting something off, there's always an excuse that you can't do it. So just make time to do it. There is no pause button in life that allows you to pull up your pants and tuck in your shirt and say, okay, I'm ready, I can go do something now. Sometimes life doesn't give you that. You just have to get up and go do it right away. So always compete. Thank you.